It's week 1 of the National Football League, and it's presented by EA Sports. It's the Voyagers and the Bulls, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in to kick off a new year. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, you lived this as a player. It's so exciting for us as fans, but now after that long offseason to get your body ready and your team ready and your game ready, finally show everybody what it's all about. Week 1 of the season has arrived.
Yeah, and at this stage in the process, Mike, you're exactly right. All you want is for this ball to be kicked off. You're tired of practicing. You're tired of the off-season workouts. You're tired of the preparation for what feels like an entire year.
So what lies in store for these teams this season? The talking's done. We're about to find out. It's week 1, and off we go on EA Sports. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
There's just something special about week 1, isn't it, Mike? I mean, after months of anticipation, speculation, it finally hits you. The season has arrived. This is the first time where we're going to get to see a lot of the debuts of players on new teams, new coaches, rookies taking the field for the very first time in a meaningful game. The preseason is one thing, but it's an entirely different level of excitement once opening weekend rolls around. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see what's in store for us, that these games finally now matter.
Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. In motion comes Thomas. Off the play fake. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play, and good job by the defenders tracking him down and took him down for a loss.
This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, all right, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And man, you get through that first game and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. There's gonna be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're gonna have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
The throw on the run is complete, and he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
They send him right out of the slot. A play fake. Now, Rattler. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Not what you want to see quarter 1 of week 1. They'll come up here 1st and 10. They'll try to throw it again. Here's Rattler. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Voyagers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Well, we're getting a little test here early, Mike, to see just how easy is this team to rattle. Didn't look like they were able to get through that opening script that they had worked on all week. So I'm going to be curious on this next drive. Do they stick to the plan? Do they pick up where they left off? Or is there a little bit of a reaction, or dare I say panic, to come out and make some adjustments in response to that early interception.
The Voyagers offense ready now for their second drive. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage, and that guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, the quarterback. You've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move.
3rd and 9. He'll drop to throw. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
First down, Houston.
Now some movement up front, and we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. Now, faking the give. No chance at all. He'll go down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Up the middle they go. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever. In motion comes Thomas. Throwing now on 3rd and long. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
Sometimes it's just a case of taking what the defense gives you. And here's one of those examples. There's nowhere for him to go with the ball. For a minute, it looked like he was going to be able to pick up this first down with his legs. The defense rallies, brings him down short of the first down marker, sets up 4th down.
The Bulls offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Rattler. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They motion the slot man left. Out of the shotgun, it's Rattler. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
If you're gonna take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. 3rd and long, and here's Rattler. He's going to let this one go deep, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulls.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back Even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan, everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
The extra point is good. And the Bulls have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Here comes Hill on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Voyagers offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. In motion comes Thomas. His drive will start on the ground. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
They'll look to throw. Off he goes.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
They send a receiver in motion left. This is caught down that right sideline. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success in the NFL, it's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack defenders. It's exactly what he's able to do here, and really nice connection.
And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And he will be out of bounds on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. So, first quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. 7-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. They're going to motion the tight end over here. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw, and he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. He'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Back to the air one more time. And he can't get away. Down he goes, back to the 16.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the Nets down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
His kick is perfect. And the Voyagers are on the board. It's 7-3.
Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot. your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here able to put that one through.
The Bulls offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Off play action. Here's... Oh, no chance to get rid of that one. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack. Really just been a combination of errors here on this drive. I mean, the sack on 1st down put him in a bad spot. Then the incompletion there trying to gain it back on 2nd, and now they find themselves in a critical 3rd down here, or they're facing a 3 and out.
A throw on the move is caught. It'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the 1st down, so it's going to bring up 4th down. The Bulls send their punt team out. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Voyagers offense ready to get back at it. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Quick throw, taken in. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. In motion comes Thomas. On play action, he'll set up to... And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. Here's Tommy Townsend now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Bulls offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. This will begin at their own 13-yard line, so work to do starting with this 1st and 10. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Now Pratt. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he's taken down up past the 35.
Now this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
Looked like movement over there on the left side, and the flag is down.
False start, offense.
Working out of the gun, here's Rattler. Off-balance throw, it's complete.
bold decision there by this quarterback to attack a guy who's already made you pay for challenging him earlier today. He trusted his guy to not only win, but to defeat man coverage, and I think
Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, it's Rattler from the gun. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Looking up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for, and taken successfully. The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. He'll get this out to the left flat. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Off play action. They're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. One of his teammates there to take it back in.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and we'll see if they can dodge this bullet. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
The Bulls offense ready to get back to work. They'll start out 1st down and 10. A play fake, and they'll throw with Rattler. Quick throw here is complete.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Pratt now looking to throw. Thrown left side. The catch is made. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and then see what he can do after the catch.
He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a 1st down in this spot.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
Now he'll air one out. And the Voyagers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The visitors' offense ready to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. They'll try to set up the screen here. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. Now this offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. This one going to be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield. He'll drop to throw. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. In motion comes Thomas. He'll try to run for it. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. 22 yards, the pickup there. First down for Houston.
You certainly can't fault the secondary here. The coverage was almost too good downfield on third down. The quarterback realized quickly there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, decides to become a runner. He's able to pick up the first down and some.
Now they'll set up to throw. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their second, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Man is open, middle of the field. It is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Voyagers. A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Not going for 2, they'll kick the point after. He's got it, and the Voyagers are on top. It's now 10-7. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Now return coming from the 7. And this will work out quite well. They'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their big play wide out getting set for their next possession. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender at him, maybe? Look at what he's done. Whatever the defense has tried in the first half, it hasn't worked. On 1st and 10, it's Rattler. And that one incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And a good run there. Finds the lane, gets forward. Got 8 yards and sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 2. On 3rd and 2, it's Rattler. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. And now we'll get a late timeout coming in the waning moments of this second quarter. On comes the punter now, as he is on to kick it away. A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we've reached halftime here on NFL Kickoff Weekend as we get you to Orlando. Say hello to my old pal, Jonathan Coachman, with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. And welcome back to football.
And apparently we'll forget about that for the moment and turn our attention to quarter number 3. Let's go. Safe kick taken at the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Out of the shotgun, it's Rattler. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Rattler. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
He tosses over the middle. This one is caught. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Throwing again, Rattler. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5.
At the 40-yard line.
A play fake. Now, Rattler. Throwing downfield, right side, and it's caught. That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a 1st down.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
Rattler to the air once more. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
A big hole. And he's going to be taken down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. Ball sitting at the 7. 1st and goal. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and they are all over that on defense. Good surge, drops him back. Let's put him at the 9-yard line.
It's a loss of 1.
From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. Handoff here, up the middle, and he keeps the legs moving, able to get it down inside the 5. Big play coming up, 3rd and goal.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
They'll try to throw it. Here's Rattler. Good blocking, and he's in. Touchdown, Bulls. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. Initially looking to throw it for the touchdown, couldn't find anything, so Greggy takes care of business himself, using his legs for the touchdown.
Well, it was clear early on, Mike, that this defense was expecting the pass, and after matching all the receivers in the end zone, this quarterback realized quickly it was his legs that he was going to need to rely on to get the ball across the goal line.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes Hill on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense ready for their first possession of this 2nd half. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Going left side down the field, and it's complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
In motion comes Thomas. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Bulls will have great field position right around midfield.
I think anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, Mike, all offensive play callers fight the urge to chase those points. They tend to get a little bit overeager. They tend to push the envelope sometimes a little too far. Those turnovers, they only make the deficit grow, not shrink. Now, there's a lot of football left, Mike. They can still get back into this. They just have to be a little bit smarter about which risks you're willing to take.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They'll stick with him again. And he's going to bring this one close to a 1st down. Looks like they'll mark him just a yard short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard.
3rd and 1.
Try to pick this one up on the ground. And he's going to be brought down at the 27, but that's enough. 1st down as they do it on the ground.
27-yard line.
Slot man in motion right. Here's Rattler on 1st and 10. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be 2nd down. They send the tight end in motion. Now a handoff, running right. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. It is 3rd and 10.
It's 3rd and 10.
On 3rd down, it's Rattler. Checking it down, this one is caught. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker. On 4th down, they'll send in the field goal unit. This will be a 38-yard attempt. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Blues will open up a touchdown lead. It's now 17-10. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes Hill on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and Everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
In motion comes Thomas. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that second down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in 3rd and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. The Voyagers send the punt team out. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Receiver in motion, headed left. They'll begin here on the ground. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Working out of the gun, here's Rattler. Quickly to the outside and complete.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. That's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Operating from the gun, it's Rattler. Quick throw here is complete. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 1.
On 3rd and a yard, it's Rattler. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Voyagers offense ready to get back at it. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. That's complete. He finds Brian Thomas. And they're going to move this all the way up near the 35-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And good yardage there after the catch to wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too
Still
far,
first down.
and it draws the flag. Back to the ground after the penalty. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. He'll drop to throw.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the first down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
Tight end motioning left. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down.
First down, Houston.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Tight end going in motion here. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
Sometimes in the NFL, you have to be careful what you ask for. This offensive line, they were very clear to us this week. They wanted to take on this group. They loved the ability to be challenged. Well, they might have poked the bear a little bit too much because they've now surrendered a whopping 10 sacks in a single game. And I don't think there's been any signs of this pass rush slowing down. Critical third down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Here's 1st and 10. Slot receiver headed right. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. This is caught at the 2. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Houston. And how about that? His first career catch also becomes his first career NFL touchdown. A huge touchdown there in the 4th quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
The kick is good. That ties the game at 17.
All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? Now an opening past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Bulls offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Out of the shotgun, it's Rattler. To the tight end, and he fits it in on the corner route. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Here's Pratt. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. 2 minutes to play in regulation. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. They'll keep it on the ground.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
They'll try to run this one in. He slams it in there, and he is in. Touchdown, Bulls. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Voyagers offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. Eddie has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. Here is 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. Back to throw. They'll look to set up the screen here. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their 2nd. And they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that 1st down. They'll try to set up the screen here. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. And it's 1st and 10. He's going to keep it himself. Now the offense will use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll stop it with 28 seconds to go in the game. Now they'll set up to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. That's caught, left side, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, and that is going to do it. Oh, the comeback falls short, time runs out, and this game is over. So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.